And this is a song of his. You know I tried to flag a ride. Yeah, went down a little crossroad. You know I tried to flag a ride. Nobody seemed to know me, yeah, nobody came down to my side. Down to the crossroads, Lord, I fell down on my knees. Yeah, down to the crossroads, I fell down on my knees. You know, I asked the Lord, have mercy on me if you please. My 44 strapped to my side. Going down the Rosedale, I got a 44 strapped to my side. I'm living for a man in the house that lives on down by the roadside. 44 strapped to my side as I do. Said run, you keep run, tell a friend no will around. Yeah, run, you keep run, you ought to tell my friend no will around. Crossroads and I believe I'll sink it down. It's down at the crossroads and I believe Gary Allegretto. Man can blow the harmonica. That's right, that's right. That's right. Let me go through my list. No, Patrick, I'll play it for you. This song I wrote, it's really about Bill Dorrance, because it's about his horse, Patrick, and I wanted to write a song about Bill. And this is how I came about writing this song, was to write a song about his horse, Patrick. And Bill Dorrance was a very influential guy, and his brother Tom. Some people here may know their names. Yeah, maybe some people do, yeah. Well, you guys gotta get with it, because these guys were amazing horsemen and cattlemen, and you know, it was, you know, before the internet, you know, so word was spread by word of mouth, and this guy named Ray Hunt that was very talented and pretty tough on the horses, but just had so much timing and beautiful stuff in him, you know, and he came to Bill Dorrance for some help, and Bill had been helping him, and he said he had this one horse named Hondu that he could, you know, like he won the Cow Palace on Hondu in the Bosal, and then, you know, the next day Hondu would buck his ass off, and he was missing something, and so he came to Bill, and Bill said, you know, this would be a good horse for my brother Tom to help you with. He'll be in town soon. And so they got together with Hondu, and Tom, he watched Ray ride Hondu, and Ray rode him for him, and while around there, and he came back, and Tom said, well, that's the last thing that horse wants to do is buck. And Ray thought, this stupid old man, that's the first thing he wants to do. And Tom said, you mind if I ride him? So Tom got on and rode him, and Hondu just, man, rode him about 10 minutes, and Hondu stretched out and took a leak with Tom on his back. He had never ever felt secure enough to do that with Ray. And it was the beginning of this horse and Ray Hunt coming together. And so Ray really latched onto this approach that the Dorrances were sharing. And Ray got out. He was a road dog. He did clinics everywhere in America and in Australia and some in Europe. And so people say, what are you doing? Because it really looked like something magical to these people. And I was living in Montana then. in the late 70s, and Ray Hunt came through there, and I already known him from when I was younger in California, and he came through Montana doing clinics, and he was big in Montana and Idaho and Wyoming and Colorado, and so things started to kind of change, you know. But I remember seeing that when people were just like, they thought it was magic or something. It has nothing to do with magic, it's about life. Anyway, Bill had this one horse that came from somebody else. Somebody else had started it, and he was super tight. I mean, he was bothered, but he was very athletic, and he was a big, tall, rangy horse like Bill liked, kind of thoroughbred looking horse. And that was the beauty of Bill Dorrance, is someone else would look at this and go, this son of a bitch is dangerous, he's gonna hurt you. And Bill went, ooh, if I could ever get all that stuff working for me, I'd have quite a horse. So he turned that around, all these things, all this life that was so close to the surface in this horse. And he rode him in there. And this song takes place up on Mount Toro, beautiful Mount Toro, in the Santa Lucia Range, the highest mountain in the peak. You know, it's a peak, it's 3,710 feet, right on the coast though. You get up to the top of the Dorrance Ranch up on there, and you can look all the way down and see Big Sur, and look north across the Monterey Bay to Santa Cruz, and up over the Santa Cruz Mountains into Santa Clara County. And then you can look down the Salinas Valley, and you can see all the way over into San Benito County. It's beautiful. And I've been up there on Christmas Eve day, and when it's snow in the Sierras, and you can see the Sierras from there, and if it's clear enough, and it was. But anyway, it's a beautiful, that's where this song takes place, up on Mount Toro, the Dorrance Ranch. And so Bill was a family man. He was raising kids and cattle, and he wasn't a showman, but he did get Patrick kind of going, and he took him down in 1957 to the Salinas Rodeo. And in the morning at the Salinas Rodeo, it's still there. It's a beautiful California setting. Big eucalyptus trees, and the fog's burning through the eucalyptus trees as the sun comes, warms it up. And they have a stock horse class there. They're showing horses in the bridle and the two-rein and the snaffle bit, and they're working cows. And then they have the rodeo, you know, it's on the track in front there. And and I would especially go to say, and be bold enough to say, in 1957, the very best guys were there. The California guys were the best guys at that point. And maybe, you know, it's branched out some, but that's where they were. And they're very connected to Nevada, the Dorrance family and the whole thing. But anyway, all these guys were there, you know, the best guys and the best horses. And Bill loaded Patrick up in his old wooden horse trailer with the canvas roof and drove down to the Salinas Rodeo, and he won the bridle horse class on Patrick in the working cow horse class. And back then when you won, you didn't get a Texan saddle, you got a Garcia saddle order. So he ordered a Garcia saddle and always had that and rode it till he died. And on the back of the camel board's a little you know, engraved silver plate there. It says, you know, first class, you know, first place. So Salinas Rodeo, bridle horse class, Bill Dorrance hangs on there. Bill was an interesting guy. He was an old school dude, you know, and he was very, you know, when he said anything, it was worth listening to, believe me. And but he was super old school. Like when I drive him, one of my chores was to drive him into town. I lived there with him. Now I look back, it was an old-fashioned one-on-one apprenticeship. But back then I had no idea what was going on. I was just wanted this really super bad, and to be around him. And for once I was in the right place at the right time. You know? And they became family to me and still are family. And Bill passed away at the age of 93, he's sharp as heck. But I drive him into town in his 65 Impala, because then he could sit over here on the passenger seat. And I'd drive him into town, and I remember once he saw this lady jogging down the road, and he said, why doesn't she just get a job? See, this stuff was so real, most people couldn't handle it, you know. And he was funny. I got a million Bill Dorrance stories, but I better sing the song. But anyway, this is about Patrick. It's really about Bill. My name is Patrick, and I live in the mountains outside Salinas, way up in the sky. My name is Patrick, and the man who rides me, you know, he feels what I feel, and he thinks what I think. His touch goes down to my feet. My name is Patrick, and it's easy to run, and I can stop on 4 feet, no cow can get by me. And I'm straight up in the bridle, and my reins and riata, they're braided by the man I allow on my back, whose touch goes down to my feet. Back in '57, the bridal class in Salinas, the great horses were there, and the men who rode them too. And I chased the wild cow, and I turned her on the fence, and the people all cheered. They all looked at me. Cause my name is Patrick, and I live in the mountains outside Salinas, way up in the sky. My name is Patrick, and the man who rides me, you know, he feels what I feel, and he thinks what I think, and his touch goes down to my feet. When I'm turned out in the golden hills, I eat the sweetest grass that grows under the oak trees, where the fog drips to the ground. Now my name is Patrick, and I sleep on the ridges with the wind off the ocean brings the scent of manzanita, and it blows through my mane. Thank you. Let me get Gary up here. We'll do one more song, kind of wrap things up down here at the big revival tent. I hope you guys found what you're looking for in here today. We're going to do one more. Where are you leaving? You got to go? What's the matter? Is it something I said? Yeah, okay.
It's because you invited me up.
Dude, no, yeah, they go, Gary's back. Let's get out of here. Now's our chance to go. One more time, Gary Allegretto over here.
Like Beck, please.
Oh yeah, we need to get that one on.
Good. Sound. Check. Nothing here.
That okay? Yeah, you want to do A?
I can do big talk.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Song I wrote a long time ago. I was in one of these little cafes up in Montana where you see, you know, it's like, you're lucky, oh, it's like homemade pie, real pie in that little cafe. And there's those goofy, dumb little books that people sell that they, you know, they kind of like publish themselves, you know, and you're just like, oh man, they got ketchup all over them and syrup and salt all over the table and stuff, you know. And there's a bottle of hot sauce there, bottle of hot sauce that's all covered in grand. So those books, I picked one up. It was called Pulling Leather, and it was a wonderful story. I was pleasantly surprised. I laid down my $2.95, brought the book home, written by a guy named Reuben Mullins, and he came out. He cowboyed that a long time ago. Oh, it was about 1860. And he came out from back east, and it reminded me of my days in Nevada. And I wrote it when I was kind of still down there in a lot of ways. And 110 years later, things haven't changed a whole lot about the way that we do a cow. So I wrote this song. So it's a little bit of my life, a little bit of his. I rode the rail out from the east, lived the cowboy life. Rode the rail out from the east, lived the cowboy life. With a high can't saddle and the brogan shoes and the brand new barn knife. And I rode all over the west, boys. I trotted all over the west. You know, cow boss in Wyoming said I could make a hand. Cow boss in Wyoming said I could make a hand. Spent some round on the range with him and his Johnny band, and I rode all over the west, boys, trotted all over the west. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Gave me a string of horses, their tails all clamped tight. Gave me a string of horses, their tails all clamped tight. Yeah, watch me get them all rolled must have been a pitiful sight. And I rode all over the West Boys, I trotted all over the West. Well, the rope wildcats flanking down and give the boss a brand. Rope wildcats flanking down and give the boss a brand. Yeah, the dust so thick, some burned me down, it was all that I could stand. And I rode all over the West Boys, I trotted all over the West. 2, 1, 2, 3. If I didn't realize get that kind of applause, I would have done that shit earlier. Well, the cook was mean and quite unclean, he dared not complain. Cook was mean and quite unclean, he dared not complain. You found your turn to wrangle, come again and again and again and again and again. It's sort of like a moose deer pie story. And I rode all over the West Board, I've trotted all over the West. Well, with 2 feet in the stirrups and 1 end on the reins. 2 feet in the stirrups and 1 end on the reins. Look back when old Beck pony his house saw the plains. And I rode all over the West Board, trotted all over the West. Rode all over the West Board, trotted all over the West.